Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. The I was messing around here. Hold on a second. Yeah, I think that's live. I think everybody can see me and hear me. I was messing around a little bit because right now I'm currently working on a project to complete a pan and tilt mount for P1000, and I just got to snooping around to the should I say the usual suspects of flat Earth to see if there was anything that was new that was brought out, and I was mildly disappointed that there wasn't anything new, but until I came across a video from Mr. Thrive and Survive. Now, apparently, he brought this out on the 30th, and I haven't read the comments, but it seems to have gotten horrible reviews because the like versus dislike count right now is at 212 versus 283 dislikes, which is about par for the course for Thrive and Survive. But anyway, now to put this into context, this seems to be an addition to. I haven't found the other one, or I haven't really honestly looked for it. There seems to be. He did a video about a shadow of one of Jupiter's moons, and I was like, okay, cool, and but this is where it got me. Now, this is just a short little video here. I cut off the front part of it because he's just talking about the fact that this is an addition to his previous video. But I need y'all to listen to this. So hold on a second here. Let me go ahead and transition this over. Let's see. That is this and transition. So you guys should be seeing the Thrive and Survive video. All right. So. And okay, so here's where we're going, and this needs to be played into something here. I need to say a couple of things here. First of all, in one of my previous videos, probably about 2 or 3 flat earthers came at me and says, "Who is it that denies Umbra and Penumbra? I want their names." Well, this is one of them. Okay, Rich is apparently a believer that Umbra and Penumbra do not exist. He seems to think that shadow is shadow and that's all there is. So you got that. Now, Rich, let me just level with you here for a second, buddy. I can understand that flat earthers get a kick out of denying gravity because you can't see it. Okay, I can also understand that flat earthers get a kick out of denying the rotation of the earth because it's very difficult to do a tabletop test on that. I can understand that. Okay, but this is something that you can see and test. Okay, you can see and test this. Aside from your misconceptions about what photo is being shown to you. So let me go ahead and play this, because I want you guys to make sure that you know that Thrive and Survive denies the existence of Umbra and Penumbra. He's using a map here of the 2019 solar eclipse, the one that went across the United States. He's using this as just a comparison because apparently it's supposed to have the same size shadow across Jupiter. He doesn't really explain that very well, but I think I get what he means. But to be honest with you, Rich, if there was a scale comparison of a shadow on the Earth versus the shadow on Jupiter, then the moon that's casting that shadow would be 3 times the diameter of the Earth. So, and at that point, we wouldn't call it a moon anymore. That would be our 9th planet. But I won't go into that because that's probably has something to do with what he was talking about before. But nevertheless, go ahead and listen to this real quick. Let me go ahead and make sure desktop audio is on, and then I'll play here.
And then take it off, and if I have something highlighted and don't realize it, it'll take that off as well. So I did about a 90-second segment explaining that the dark shadow, which is what we've been looking at on Jupiter with Io, was only 70 miles wide. And then you have the penumbra, supposedly, which doesn't exist, but let's just see how big they say it is, because in the last video you found.
Okay, so like I said, he's using this as his comparison, and yes, my bad, 2017, not 2019. Um, the he's using this as a comparison, and he said that penumbra doesn't exist. Hear it again.
Shadow, which is what we've been looking at on Jupiter with EO, was only 70 miles wide. And then you have the penumbra, supposedly, which doesn't exist, but let's just see how big they say it is, because in the last video you found out that the shadow on Jupiter should be roughly the same size as the moon on Earth. And
Okay, so Rich. Okay, now, oh, wait. I'm sorry. He goes on. Here's where he goes on to. Hold on. Just to verify. Just to verify. Yes, this is Mr. Thrive and Survive.
take a look at something real quickly here, and then we'll get into the meat of the matter. This will be a quick video. So let's see what we're told the penumbra is. That's this little shadow here, this partial shadow, which never exists, but
Penumbra never exists. Those are Rich's words. Now, I did a wonderful video on this not too long ago. Well, actually, it has been quite a while now. When Jeranism tried to make the exact same claim. Rich, listen. Whatever you decide, I mean, this is flat Earth or globe Earth. You need to get this, okay? This is flat Earth or globe Earth. It doesn't matter, okay? Whatever you decide that the sun is also irrelevant, other than the fact that it is a light emitting object. Even if it's, not even 100% real, who cares? It is a light emitting object, which means it is not a single point of light. You have to get that, okay? It is not a single point of light. It is like a light bulb. And just to further that, I'm going to give you a short demonstration, because you can demonstrate this on your desk. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, here is webcam above my desk right now. This is hardwood, nothing, not a monitor. This is my keyboard. Yes, Geo, that is a razor. This is a ping pong ball on a stick. Cool? Got that? Directly above me, or directly above this, is a standard sized light bulb. Actually, it's a little bit smaller than a standard sized light bulb. It's one of those LED light bulbs. Okay, that constitutes a light emitting object. Not a single point of light, but a light emitting object. And let's just say, for argument's sake, now obviously the distances are not going to be relative in this, but let's just say that this is a moon away from the surface of a planet. Okay. As the distance increases, you see how this blurs out, and it's actually a much higher contrast in this camera. On my desk, it's very blurry because I can see the blur going from about here to here. Okay. This is just nothing more than me holding up a ball, and it doesn't even have to be a ball, to be honest with you, but to a light emitting object. This part here in the middle is the umbra. This is a part where if you were standing here looking up, it would the ball would be completely eclipsed, or the light bulb would be completely eclipsed by the ball. That is called the umbra. Penumbra is a part where if you're standing there, you can see a portion of the light bulb. So therefore, it's not getting as much light as direct light would. It's getting a portion of it, so therefore, it is dimmer. There are no other lights on inside of my hobby room here. That's all this is. And as I get closer, it increases in size. Okay, but the only thing that increases in size is the penumbra. Oops, excuse me, is the penumbra, not the umbra. The umbra actually gets smaller because the light bulb is larger than the ball. You got this? This is not difficult stuff. Stop saying there's no such thing as penumbra. Penumbra is a portion of a shadow, okay, where the observer, where the shadow kind of dims back out towards or brightens back out towards direct light. The observer sitting there would actually see a portion of the light bulb, but not the whole thing. This is so stupid simple. Umbra and penumbra are a thing. They are just the descriptions of the portions of a shadow being cast by an object due to the size of a light emitting object. That's all. So as you get further away from the surface, the umbra gets smaller because the angular size of this particular object that's casting the shadow gets smaller. That's why that works. It's pretty simple stuff. Okay? This is something you can demonstrate. I used a whole ping pong ball and a barbecue skewer and a little bit of white electrical tape. And all you need is a light bulb. Come on now. Really? So, there was a little bit more here that I thought was funny, and this is the part where we all get your face protection ready. Let me go ahead and hold on a second. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let me go ahead and give you an idea of what's about to be shown here. Now, I had filmed as part of my last video. This is going to come into play here. Now, this is me with a GoPro, a wide-angle lens. Now, it's a little bit distorted because I have it on that super wide mode, so it actually makes it left to right distorted a little bit more as well. But this is a GoPro filming a globe. Okay? Which also plays into that whole thing of everybody saying, oh, NASA screwed up by showing the wrong size of the continent. No. It's the way in which you display it. In this particular case, it's with a wide-angle lens, so you can get a lot closer to it and still see the horizon around the Earth. It's pretty simple stuff, but the stuff in the middle here is obviously a lot bigger. Now, remember I showed you this, because you're going to love this.
Let's say it does, because that's what we're comparing on Jupiter, because somebody wants to say the whole black spot is the Umbra penumbra. Okay, let's go with that.
I don't know who would have ever said that.
Outside the central track, a partial eclipse is seen over a much larger area of the Earth. Typically, the Umbra is 100 to 160 kilometers wide. That's about 70 miles is what we had in the Great American Eclipse. While the penumbral, that's the larger shadow, is in excess of 6,400 kilometers. Well, we're going to convert that to miles. And we are going to use 7,000 instead of 6,400. Again, giving them everything plus bread and butter on top.
Okay, well, this is just nothing more than his mathematics trying to say that there's no way in hell that the penumbra can be as large as it was. Which, it's just geometry, man. I'm sorry. It's just geometry. And because of the fact that you don't even understand what causes an umbra and a penumbra, your geometry is going to be flawed from the beginning, so I'm just going to skip over this part here. Now, this is where we're going. Ready? This is the shadow that we're talking about, because what he wants to say is this shadow is too large. Ready? Watch this.
If they're willing to teach themselves something instead of going to cognitive dissonance. Already at the same website where I left the other link, and I'll try to remember to leave the link to this direct picture. Here's the exact same photo.
This is the image that he is using for his size comparison of the shadow of, I think he said it was Io, on Jupiter. Does anybody see, hold on, let's go full screen. Does anybody see the problem with this image? Anybody? Go ahead and put bacon in there if you see a problem with this image. You see, the problem is here, Rich, this right here is from most likely a satellite that is orbiting Jupiter at a relatively low altitude. Actually, I would say it's probably at quite low altitude. And I don't mean quite low altitude in relation to the Earth. I'm talking about, I mean, as one of ours would, but pretty damn close. Okay? Now, one of the most iconic things besides the giant red spot on Jupiter is the stripes, the cloud stripes that go all the way around Jupiter. Okay? These are those cloud stripes. This is a, much more, photo taken from much farther distance. Okay, you can see these stripes of clouds. Now, I can count right now, let's see, 1, 2, I mean, as far as being able to determine different colors, colored stripes, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the red spot, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, oops, 13, 14, 15, and then we get into the big jumbled mess up here, and then there's a lighter spot at the top. Okay, so let's just be fair and say 16, because that's all we can count from here. Now, I'm sure there's plenty of people who do astronomy and stuff like that who actually know, I mean, these all have numbers, these all have names, I believe, the different stripes. So, but I got 15 stripes here. Okay, and so here's the funny part. Looking back at Rich's picture, how many stripes do you see here? I see 1 red spot, 2, 3, 4, and maybe a part of 5. Pretty simple, man. What you are looking at is, just like I did with this video, is a wide angle view from a very close distance. It's a wide angle view from a very close distance. Now you see this whole circle here. Now, of course, nobody's trying to say that Texas, even though Texans might say this, nobody's trying to say that Texas is 1/4 the size of the Earth. It's just not. Okay? It is a wide angle view from a close distance. That's just all it is. Nothing more spectacular than that. And so any size comparison, because y'all are going to love this. Y'all are going to love what he does here. Any size comparison of this versus the entire sphere of Jupiter is just wrong. It's absolutely, categorically false. It's not even close to right. In fact, if somebody actually on my side of it of this discussion came to me and said that this is a damn big shadow on Jupiter, I would probably laugh at them and mute them on my channel. I mean, come on. Now let's hear what he has to say about it, because this is where he's claiming that he's being generous to Glovers. Watch this, y'all love this.
So we have the whole disk of Jupiter here.
The whole disk.
And we're going to take this little spot here. This is called ratio and proportion.
Ratio and proportion on a distorted image.
And we're going to run it along the diameter of Jupiter and see how many times
This is supposed to be the diameter of Jupiter.
Circle takes to go all the way across the diameter. That way we can tell directly, using the exact same photograph, exactly how wide that shadow is. So this is very easy. Again, this is 4th grade stuff.
4th grade stuff, and you're failing it miserably, Rich.
Let's go ahead and do it. Look at that. Let's count them. 1,
now look.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 diameters to go all the way across.
8 diameters. Now he watch this. Now he's gonna think he's giving you a gotcha moment. Okay, ready? Watch this.
Guess what? I cheated again for the globe. I made it significantly smaller.
Not only that, you made it significantly dumber.
But anyway, I digress. Let's use 8. So Jupiter's diameter is 86,881 miles. We divide that by 8, right? and we get 10,860 miles, given every single benefit of the doubt
Except for intelligence.
to the globies. 10,860 miles. And remember what figure we had before? 5,000 miles. And that was generous to the other side. Should be the maximum width of the Umbra and the Penumbra. And anybody really with common sense, they know that the total dark out shadow is not the Umbra and Penumbra combined.
Of course not. Thanks for agreeing with that, by the way. Now you're confirming that Umbra and Penumbra exist.
So we had a 70-mile wide shadow on the Earth in the Umbra, the darkest part, and it's 10,860 miles plus on Jupiter. So this is the cognitive dissonance reply. Take care, guys. I appreciate all your efforts in the comments and feedback. God bless.
So, that's basically what we got here. He uses a distorted image, a notably distorted image. I mean, anybody even looking at it would say, something's wrong with that image. How come, where's all the stripes? But he used a distorted image from a low-flying satellite, taking a picture of a shadow of a moon, which is, because of the distortion, unbelievably larger than what it's supposed to be, as far as taking a side, an actual hemispheric view of of Jupiter. And from that, he draws the conclusion that somehow this is all, I don't know, I guess all a lie in whatever way, shape, or form. All the while denying, yet at the same time somewhat confirming the existence of Umbra and Penumbra. So here's what you need to know, Rich. That picture is showing you something very similar to this. That's what it's showing you. If that big. Okay? And actually, I need to shape effects soften the edges a little bit, because obviously there's also Penumbra. So, Rich, you do not. Okay, hold on a second, Gio. You did not fail to surprise me with that level of, what you call it, cognitive dissonance in third grade, fourth grade stuff. You didn't even get that right, dude. Yes, hold on a second, Gio. Hold on. All right, so let me go ahead and see what I think Gio sent me the pictures that are actually associated with this. So hold on a second. Let me go over here, because I'm not going to put all that up. And then I'm going to go like this, and Google, and then here, and then there. Hold on, let me see what we got. Oops, nope, not in that chat. This chat. Okay, this is a model that was made, I'm assuming. Yeah, somebody had actually modeled this out. I wasn't aware of this, but somebody had actually modeled this out. This is, hey, I'm pretty good about my size, though. Check that out. This was a model that somebody had made. I would not be willing to say that this is an actual photo. Well, I mean, it's as in a photo of that particular occurrence. And then when you zoom in on it and get to a lower altitude and increase the field of view, yep, that's what you get. Pretty simple stuff. So, Rich, and by the way, Rich, you have a 3D program. I seem to recall you actually have a 3D program. You utterly destroyed what it was that you were trying to prove with it. But this can actually be modeled, man. As a matter of fact, if I wanted to take a little bit more time, I could model it right here for you. But, what would be the point if you seem to actually think that this is some kind of proof of anything logical at all, or even close. So, anyway, you did not fail to, oops, my bad. Got my desktop up. You did not fail to impress me with your stupidity, and so I'm just honestly I don't even really know what to say about it. So I look forward to you not responding to this video, Rich, and everybody, feel free if you're not already blocked over there. I've been blocked over there ever since Rich tried to say that the underlighting of clouds was like was because clouds are as reflective as aluminum foil, and we're looking at the illuminated ground. Yeah, I got blocked after that one, just because I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And of course, he didn't respond to that. But that's all I really had, guys. But miracles do happen. He did take down the video that when we were talking about, I think it was Geo that had the hangout, where Thrive and Survive was trying to make claims about the timestamps of when things occurred during one of the Apollo missions. And oh, you're Crow. No, that's the other screen. My desktop is not as tidy. But Thrive and Survive did take down that video because it was just so blatantly stupid, because since he was trying to quote things that were in the transcripts of one of the Apollo missions, and then we actually sat there and did the transcript and the timestamp, which showed that all of his claims were absolutely stupid. So, anyway, ladies and gents, that's all I really had. I just wanted to make this quick little video. Nothing more impressive than that. And, it's just all a matter of just looking at the things that people are presenting to you and checking them out for yourselves. Umbra and Penumbra exist, Rich, and when you finally realize that, please make sure you swing by and tell Jeranism, because he still don't think that they exist. And so let's see here, and so I just want to wish all y'all a nice evening. Hold on, that didn't go right, did it? Hold on a second here. Hold on. I can't have that. That was just horrible. Why is it not going? What the heck? Well, I thought I was going to have a clean getaway this time, but apparently that just didn't want to be in the cards this time. So, turn that off.
Oh my God.